Hello and welcome. So I have now left Camp for You near Wrocław, and I'm in central Poland. Stopped off here for a walk out in the countryside, and my next destination is a place called Wrocław. Although I'm going to have to stop off in a place called Łódź, which is a big city. I had my vehicle was actually serviced there in December, and I'm going to have to have it looked at. There's a problem with the power, and I think it's something to do with the filter, the air filter. That's just my opinion. I don't really know a huge amount about these things, but that's what it seems to me to be. So to actually come out here, I mean, I was just thinking now how wonderful it is actually to come out into the countryside and to have a walk around like this. It's lovely weather. It's 21st of April, beginning of the summer in many ways. I mean, the summer starts here early, and whereas I haven't got short trousers on at the moment, I could be more or less walking around with them. Well, at least if it were earlier. It's now it's gone 6 in the evening, so perhaps it's slightly late, but it's very, very pleasant here. Now this area where I'm at here, this is rather poor land. I mean, it's not much good for agriculture. It's very boggy, and because of that, it's not much can really grow here. Now land, you've got 6 categories for real estate purposes, and this is in the lowest category, so category 6. So it's not a lot of use. It's okay for pasture, for example. Not that there's any cows around, just the dog. I see that there's a dog. And dogs don't eat grass, apparently. Well, they do sometimes. Actually, they do a little bit, but as a rule, they don't. So it's like hard, lumpy ground in places, and other places it's quite soft because of the boggy nature of it. So it keeps sort of changing. So my journey today, whereas the lockdown as such has been partially lifted, but not completely. But as I was travelling, there was very few vehicles on the road. There were lorries, but far fewer than normal. I stopped at one place, and all the time I was there, I had something to eat, and maybe 5 or 6 cars actually came and stopped. There was very few. The McDonald's there was actually operating, but only for the drive-through. I thought that on the motorway people were behaving in a very responsible way. If very few people driving fast. I sort of drive slowly anyway, but so I can't sort of boast about driving 80 kilometers an hour, particularly when I've got a power problem with my vehicle. But I was quite impressed by that until I got off the motorway in the final stretch, sort of came off to come here, and then 1 or 2 idiots who were well exceeding the speed limit. The reason I say this is because I was hoping that people would always drive carefully, but in times like this, when the hospitals have enough problems, I think maybe extra special care, although of course we should be taking extra special care at all times. So this is like halfway there to where I'm going. And so I'll spend the rest of the lockdown period at Wrocław, and once I get there I'll show you what I'm going to be doing there, because it's sort of motorhome related. Right, so anyway, see there's the dog running off. I really love this sort of area because you've got I've got now skylarks singing, and the wildlife, the bird life. I think this sort of thing's really good. This really appeals to me. You can hear in the background the pheasants. Also, a Camp for You that was pretty good as well. There's all sorts of wildlife. You could hear the owl at night. There was a red start actually landed on the vehicle. I couldn't film it, but I did manage to take one photograph. And I haven't seen many red starts in my life. So I found that particularly good. And there were deer around. I think there were boar, but never actually saw them. Okay, so thanks for watching. If you're watching this live, there will be a motorhome film coming up in around 7 or 8 minutes. And thanks for being here. Well, you see the problems with filming.